Hello, everyone, and welcome to the closing of Mama's Con 2020. I am your speaker for the moment. My name is Felicia Brittingham, and I am ecstatic about everything that has transpired over this 3-day weekend. Monica Reed really rolled out the red carpet for us, guys. She had somebody speaking from every area of life, just period. Everybody was able to get something from what was spoken on this weekend. If you are not connected to the Love Mama Inspires Facebook page, make sure that you get over there and you get connected right now today. Don't delay another moment. What she has brewing over there and what she has brewed is something, it's tea that you are going to want to taste. Now, I am going to be speaking to you today to close out this conference about colorism in the Black community and how African American moms need to be intentional about pouring into their children. I'm going to let you take that in. Colorism in the Black community and how African American moms need to be intentional. It is imperative that we are intentional about pouring into our children. Why? Why is this important, you ask? Because if we don't pour into our children, then who will? Gone are the days that we leave it up to the schools and to community organizations to pour into our kids. We have to be an example of legacy in order to leave a legacy. Let that sink in. We have to start being an example in order to leave something that lasts for generations to come. Growing up as a little girl, I dealt with colorism in a very different way. I was picked on. I was called names. I was followed home. I was treated like I did not belong. But one thing that I can tell you that came out of that was it did not faze me because my family instilled affirmations in me that allow me to keep pushing forward. A lot of children don't have that. And now is a better time than never to get started, to start sharing positive conversations, affirmations, pouring into our children so that when they get to that age of difference, 16, 17, 18 years old, life is hitting them. They know that it's about to get real. They can remember all of those wonderful things that were spoken, wonderful truths, might I add, that was spoken over their lives the entire time that they were coming up. That is how we become intentional, is that we share truth. We speak to them, we pour into them, we give them what they need from birth so that when they get to that age, they know I am who God says I am. I am who my parents say that I am. I am who I am, and it is okay to be me. Now, one of the things that I have to bring up, because if I don't, then I would kick myself later on, is comparison. Comparison is a thief of joy. It will take away anything that was stored up for you. It will make you feel like you are not good enough. Now, we have to decide in our minds that we're not going to compare ourselves to anybody, but we also have to do it so that we can share with our children. Everything that I say to you in this time that I'm before you is going to always go back to what we need to do for our children. Because if we do it for us, if we lay our feet, set our feet flat, plant them flat on the ground, and say, I am here, I am going to stand here in the gap so that my future generations can be successful, then that is exactly what is going to happen. Because the power of life and death lies in our tongue. And what we speak, we shall have. I am a firm believer and also a receiver of that. Whatever you say, it will manifest itself one way or another in your life. So make sure that when you are speaking, not only to yourself in those private moments, but when you are speaking to your children, that you are speaking positive things, that you are pouring in as opposed to pulling out things that you shouldn't be. You should always be filling their cup up. I like to tell my children, your cup should be half full. Your mindset should be, my cup is half full and not half empty. Now, we are raising children in a climate where we need to create the narrative. It is up to us. We cannot let other people decide and dictate what it is our children will eventually become. One of the speakers spoke about how everyone is not going to go to college, and that is true. Some children are going to grow up to be adults and they're going to pick up trades. They're going to pick up things. They're going to utilize the works of their hands, and they're going to become whatever it is, makers is what we're calling them, makers in the world, where they're going to create stuff, content, and things of that nature. So we have to keep in mind that everybody is not going to go to college. Those who are going to go are going to go, and they are going to succeed in those particular fields like law and being a judge and different things like that. But for those that are not going to go, we have to continue to pour in them and let them know that it is okay to choose, because it's a choice to choose your path at an early age. My children know what it is that they want to do, but they also know that they have to utilize the works of their hands, because that is the legacy, that is the family, that's the dynamics that we have here in my home. Is God gave you two hands, and you're going to use them, you're going to put them to work, and you're going to figure out exactly what it is that he wants you to do here on this earth. Not only do we know who we are now, but we also know how to teach them to be confident, to be bold, and to just go for it. Because our ancestors gave us a blueprint. A couple months ago, I was a part of an anthology spearheaded by none other than our visionary, Monica Reed. And the title of my chapter in the book was Undeniably Black. Because whatever you do in this world, you have to know that you are undeniable. You have to step out in whatever it is that you do with an attitude of undeniability. And I cannot stress that enough. Undeniability is key. One of the hashtags that I use for 2020 is undeniable 2020. Things may be happening right now, the world may be going crazy. However, you are still undeniable. You still have a gift. You still have a promise. You still have a purpose. You still have a passion. You still have things that you have yet to do that God has given you that you need to share with the world. And it is okay to be undeniable. Embrace your undeniability. Let it all hang out. Become who you were designed to be, because there's people connected to you. They're waiting for you to be your authentic self so that then they can do what it is that they need to do. Think about it like this. Somebody right now is afraid to speak because they don't see any speakers that look like them, that talk like them, that walk like them. You may be the light at the end of the tunnel for a person, and you don't even know it. You have everything that you need. You wrote the vision, you made it plain, but you're afraid to push it out. I'm here to tell you today that it is time for you to push it out. It is time for you to bring that vision alive. It is time for you to begin creating that legacy so that those that are attached to you, that are connected to you, can become as well. Let's stop holding back our sisters. Let's stop holding back our brothers. Let's become who we know we are right now today so that we can help one another become who each other are designed to be. Now, I'm going to go back to a little bit of statistics here. I was reading Inc.com, and it says that minority women control 44% of women-owned businesses in the United States. That's almost half of women-owned businesses. That's 44%. And that's up 20% from 1997. 62% of women worked at a corporation before starting their own business. Ladies, we have soft skills. We have the skills that we need. Why? Because we worked. We did the work in our fields that we worked in. I have a finance and a human resources background. We did the work. So we have those skills that we need to run the businesses that God has given us. He designed it that way for a reason. I truly believe that without a shadow of a doubt. Many, like myself, quit their 9 to 5 to start their own businesses. We were just tired of our jobs. Nobody wants to work a job and be just over broke. Nobody. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your children. It's not fair to your legacy. If you have been given an idea, a dream, something that's deep down in your gut, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that it was given to you for a time as this, then it is time to go into that delivery room and it's time to push that baby out because the world needs it now. One of the things that I was doing over this entire COVID-19 so far is pray and pivot. I have been praying and I have been pivoting. I have been examining each and every single one of my businesses, and I have been taking a little bit from here and a little bit from there and twisting and turning and making sure that I'm doing what I sought out to do, because it's so easy to get lost in the midst of creating your legacy. But if you have a plan, if you write it down, you know exactly where you're going. You focus on those micro goals, but you also have a big picture in front of you for those 5 year goals, then you will be okay. Now, Black female entrepreneurs face constant rejection. Being a Black female entrepreneur myself, I know this firsthand. It's hard for us to get loans. It's hard for us to do the same things that our peers are doing. However, we have something. We are thriving. Even though we can't go to the bank, or I'm not going to say can't because some of you maybe can, but for some of us can't go to the bank and get a loan to get our business started so that we can start here as opposed to here, we are still thriving. We are still pushing forward. We are still making ways out of no way. We are still creating content. We are still coaching. We're still sharing. We're still learning. We're still pouring into our children because we know the way. And the reason why we know the way is because our ancestors endured so much that now our DNA, I believe, and this is the first time I said it out loud, I believe our DNA has reshaped itself for a time as this. So that our tenacity and our power and everything that we have deep down on the inside of us can now show itself mighty. And we can be all that we desire to be because of the struggles and the turmoil and everything that our ancestors went through. They went through all of that stuff. They suffered for us so that we can be here today. That's why they suffered, because they could have caused a revolt. They could have did some crazy stuff and ended their lives, and not even it wouldn't even history wouldn't even came this far. But they didn't. They endured. So when you're thinking about quitting, when you're thinking about giving up, when you're thinking about this is my end, I want you to know that our ancestors endured for us so that we can have the opportunity today to be able to pour not only into our children, not only to break the generational curses that are on our families that have been plaguing us for generations, not just for that, but so that we can build the legacy. And in our legacy is us. We are our legacy. We're creating it now. It is a moving piece. It's not one set in stone. It is a moving piece. Each and every single thing that you do connects to the puzzle pieces of your legacy. So don't let anybody make you think that you don't know where you're going or that you don't know where you came from, because you do. And you have a destination, and with the help of an accountability partner and or a mentor, you can get there. So don't sit there in your own mess. Stop sitting there. If you're watching this right now and you're sitting in your own mess, I'm calling you out. Do not sit in your own mess. Get up. It is time to become everything. And I mean everything that you were designed to be even before you came to this earth. Now is not the time to play around. We are building, ladies. We are building stuff. Like, look at what Monica has done. Look how many anthologies she has spearheaded. Look how many individual books she has written. Look how many books she's written with her husband. Renew you. That has touched me here in my own marriage, in my own life. If you do not have that stuff, you need to go to Amazon and you need to get it. But it's people out here like Monica, like Zanetta, like my mother, and like myself, and so many other people that are creating stuff. They're creating content. They're creating blueprints. They're creating so that we can know the way. Whew. Listen, I get excited. I know that I get really excited, but I am highly, highly, highly passionate about everything that I say and everything that I do. I am especially passionate about these children. I want them to not only know where they come from, I want them to know where they are going. I want them to see us in our individual success so that they can applaud for us and then they have something to aspire to. We must give them something to look forward to. And I believe over this weekend, each and every one of us who have children connected to us or who are going to have children or grandchildren or so on and so forth that are watching us, they are smiling because they can see that even in the midst of a pandemic, my mother, my auntie, my grandmother, my sister, my niece, my cousin still push through to share empowerment, to share encouragement, to be a positive force in this world. They did not let what's going on around them stop them. And that's what happened on this weekend with all the ladies that you have seen come before you. They did not let life get in the way. They are living the legacy in order to leave it. And at the end of the day, it starts with you. I just want to read something that I wrote at the end. Today, I want to leave you with this. You have the power to create a life you deserve and to leave a legacy for generations to come. Monica, thank you so much for having this conference, for hosting this, for everybody around the globe to be able to see. I admire you, and I want to leave you in peace and empowerment. Again, thank you. My name is Felicia Brittingham. Have a wonderful day.